We've been hard at work over the past several months creating an outstanding new experience for you and your team. Our new team inbox has all the great capabilities of the classic inbox, but is much more user-friendly and even has some great new features. Let's take a quick run through of the new team inbox and highlight some of the changes that you will now see. Across the top, you'll notice the interface has changed just a bit with a cleaner look and feel. You can still navigate to any section of the inbox by clicking on the specific navigation tabs at the top of the screen. We have Inbox, Contacts, Zings, which were previously referred to as automations in the old interface, and Analytics. The New button will allow you to create a new contact or create a new message to any contact or group of contacts, and the drop-down arrow on the far right will take you to your personal settings and account settings. Starting in the inbox. When you first log into your Zingle inbox, you'll see any open conversations on the left-hand side of the screen. The main portion of the screen will be empty until you actually click on a conversation. Conversations are now being marked as read and unread rather than confirmed and unconfirmed to mimic the functionality of your email. Conversations will come into the inbox in an open and unread state. Any unread message will be bold and have the blue dot next in the top left. Once you click on a message, it will automatically become read and the conversation details in the contact card will be displayed. The conversation will remain open until you close it. You can close the conversation by clicking the Close button on the top of the conversation detail, or you can reply and close all together in one click when you reply. Best practice is to keep any conversations open that you're actively working on, providing a resolution for, or waiting for a reply from the guest. Otherwise, the conversation should be closed upon replying. Any initiated conversations that are sent to contacts, either through the new blue button at the top of the screen or through the scheduled zing, will now show up in your closed conversations feed after being sent. When the contact replies, the message will then show up in your open conversation feed and come through as unread. When you click on a conversation from the left side of the screen, the full conversation detail will show up in the middle section of the screen. In looking at the conversation details, you will now see that any sent message from your service will be noted by a blue circle with the employee initials to differentiate from the received inbound messages. When replying to a text, you still have the ability to use any of your preset templates just by clicking on the template icon on the bottom of the reply box, or you can manually trigger any zings that have been set up. The clock icon will allow you to send a reply back to the guest after a set time period. For example, you can use the delayed feature to follow up with the guest after a service request has been submitted and set a follow-up message to be sent 20 minutes after to confirm that the issue has been completed. A new feature we've added is the internal notes feature. This will allow you to post internal comments for the other staff members to see that will not be seen by the contact. This is a great way to communicate information between staff members in case of a shift change during an ongoing conversation. On the right of the screen, you'll see the contact card of the contact that you are actively communicating with that includes all of the details that are specific to that contact. You'll notice that there's a section for segments and tags on the contact card. Segments are a new concept that we've introduced in the new version of the inbox. Your contacts can now be automatically added to a segment when they meet specific criteria that defines that segment. Creating your segment is done on the contacts page. We'll go through that in just a bit. Tags are manually applied by a Zingle user when communicating with a contact. For example, you may have a tag for a guest care concern that a staff member would manually apply to a contact to highlight that a manager may need to get involved in the conversation. To create a new tag, just click on the plus add button and start typing the name of the tag you'd like to create. Then select create tag, choose your color, and click save. The new tag will automatically be applied to that contact. To add any existing tag, just click the plus add button and you'll select the proper tag. Contact fields are customizable fields that you can create that help you with capturing additional data points on your contacts. These are managed in service settings that we'll go through a little later on. Finally, you'll see the contact notes section. You can add any notes or comments into this area. These notes will stay on the contact card, and any user can see them when communicating with this particular contact. Navigating over to the contacts page, here you'll still see a lot of your contacts listed, and we'll all be able to filter the list using the filter options on the left-hand side of the screen. Let's say you want to see all your contacts who have been tagged with the guest care concern tag we created earlier. You would click the plus sign and then choose your source for filtering. In this case, we've chose tag and then set the criteria for tag is guest concern care. You can now see that the contact list changes and one person shows up who is currently has this tag. Now from the list of contacts, you're able to manage these contacts by using the action button at the top of the screen. You can choose to compose a message directly to these contacts, add or remove tags, update the contacts, export these contacts into a CSV file, or simply delete them. To send a message directly to this group of contacts, you just select Compose Message, and the message box will show up with the selected contacts already preloaded into the recipient's box. Type the message and click Send. You have the same options here as you do in the reply box on the main inbox screen, where you can insert a template or custom fields to personalize the message. You can also delay the message here as well. From the contact screen, you can also import all of your contacts by clicking on the settings wheel on the top right-hand side of the screen and clicking Import. Download the template to use as a guide when building your contact list. Save as a CSV file and then click Upload File to import. This will bring all of your contacts into the system with one quick and easy import. Depending on your user role and permissions, you'll have access to the Zings and Analytics tabs. Automations have been revamped and are now referred to as Zings. Here you'll see an existing list of Zings that have already been created in your service. The Analytics UI has been redesigned as well to give you a better view of the metrics that are important to your hotel. Just click on the specific report from the left-hand side of the screen and set the date range that you want to view. If you need any assistance when you're using the product, you can use the small chat icon on the bottom right of every screen to be instantly connected to a Zingle technical support agent. We offer technical support Monday through Friday from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Saturday and Sunday from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can also find additional help documentation by going to the drop-down menu and selecting Support Documentation. We're excited for you guys to start using the new Team Inbox and take advantage of all the great new features we've added. Happy texting!